Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we are here, and today finally I'm going to be giving one of my own theories on No Way Home. So here is my theory. You know the last spell scene, right, in No Way Home, right? Here's what my theory is. I think when Doctor Strange casted the spell, that it had made a totally new reality. That is what I think happened. I think Doctor Strange made a whole new reality when it came to the spell. Here's how I'm going to back it up. I'm not that educated on spells, but even I know that reality cannot be warped without something going wrong. Nothing is perfect in the world, alright? So I think when Doctor Strange casted that spell, I think he made an entire new reality. And a reality where no one knows who Peter Parker is. No one, not even his closest friends know who he is. But he still remembers his people, his people. So I think that Spider-Man No Way Home has diverted from its original timeline and has made an entirely new timeline, and a timeline where no one knows who Peter Parker is. And something about this is that how did Jameson know about Peter when he revealed it? Like, he didn't look up any information on him. So that would be in a timeline where J. Jonah Jameson knows Peter Parker. That would explain why the spell had to happen. Because if Jameson was able to dig all that up, then it's pretty gosh darn well that he can't do it again. So that explains how I think that No Way Home has diverted from the timeline of the MCU. Well, it hasn't diverted, it has actually reversed the timeline of the MCU to where in the main movies that Peter starred in, the main movies, like in Avengers Endgame and in Avengers Infinity War. Those are my two main prime suspects. And in Civil War. Well, not in Civil War. In those two movies, the heroes still remember Spider-Man, but they don't remember Peter. So all those unmasked scenes with Peter in Endgame and Infinity War, the Avengers remember him masked. And that's a theory I saw as well. So, I want to know, and here's another thing I realized, is that I know it got rid of all digital files, but if you look in the screenplay, it says MJ is getting a lingering sense of recognition, which then explains why she's still wearing the Black Dahlia necklace Parker gave her in Venice. But the thing is that we know that MJ has the necklace, but she doesn't remember who gave her the necklace. That is my thing. That's what I think that is going on with the reverse timeline now. Is that MJ remembers getting the necklace, remembers having the necklace, but she doesn't remember who gave it to her. Or maybe reality warped and maybe her dad gave it to her, or maybe her mother gave it to her, Because we realize in Far From Home and Homecoming of how obsessed she is with Peter. She's always jotting down stuff. She's always knowing Peter's when he's going to disappear out of nowhere. That's how she managed to deduce his identity. That she started to watch Peter and she started to track him. So, that is my theory, is that Doctor Strange made it a whole new timeline, and a timeline where Peter Parker is non-existent. And how would he have sent the villains back home? Because then reality would have been changed a bit more, because then you would have to put it to where because at the end of No Way Home, they never mention about villains or anything, They never mention anything about that, So that is another thing. The only ones who remembers the events of the final battle in No Way Home is Peter. He's the only one who remembers the events of that fateful night. Which would explain my theory even further, that Doctor Strange had to create an entire new reality dimension to make it so that Peter doesn't have to worry about legal trouble. And it's also changing a lot of things that happened in No Way Home. Like Daredevil. He was with Peter. He wasn't with Spider-Man. He was with Peter. So what does Matt Murdock remember? I really want someone to explore that and see what might he remember. All I know is that the only ones who remembers the events of the end of No Way Home is Strange and Peter. Because we know Strange forgot about him too, but he still knows that he did a memory wipe spell, and he is now being punished for it. And I like in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer, it says that your actions defining the multiverse will not go unpunished. Just like Goblin's line to Peter in No Way Home. Peter, 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 no good deed goes unpunished. Strange is doing a good deed. He is helping get the multiverse back in the order. But he still has to pay a huge punishment for it. By getting arrested by the DOC, well, not the DOC, but the Department of, a reality prison or something. And that explains why I think that No Way Home created an entire new timeline after the ending. So yeah, that is my theory on No Way Home. See you guys next time. Peace.